Meanwhile, whenever the interview is going on, whenever the class is going on, you can also write down the questions and keep at the side so that you don't forget the questions. So as and when we discuss, there will be some questions that will come to your mind. I don't want you to miss out on anything. So please write down those questions and keep them. And when the Q&A starts, I'll be telling you about the Q&A. At that very moment, you can start. I mean, you can go ahead and tell us about the questions. Okay, great. Wow. So let's begin today's session with a blast. I want everyone to put in one positive word that comes to their mind right now. One positive word, quickly, right now. Let me see what are the positive words that you all have. Quickly put in a positive word that comes to your mind. Yes, my positive word would be adventure. That's my positive word for today. What is your positive word for today? Lively, superb. What else? Come on, guys, quickly. So we have begun exactly on time today because I wanted you all to understand that timeliness is very important, especially when it comes to working in big and great organizations like TCS. Yes, what are your positive words? Motivate, okay? Yes, Priyanka. Yes, come on, guys, quickly. Don't have much time. Fatafat, fast. You have to think on your toes. Just one positive word that comes to your mind, quickly. Luck. Is luck a positive word? I think creating luck would be something that is positive. All right. Okay, great. So let's move ahead now. Very important stuff in when it comes to interview is I need you to understand one thing. Let me share the screen so that I can make it more lively for everyone. Yes, I hope the screen is visible to all. Yes, it should be. So let me go ahead and tell you what exactly do we mean by interviews. So first you need to understand the basic thing about interviews. Interview is interview, as simple as that. It's a view from the inside. It's a view from the inside. It's not a false projection. It's not a false projection, which is what maximum people do. People go on and try to watch some videos on YouTube, try to get knowledge here and there, and that's all fine. But then please do not put a false projection. It is not supposed to be a false projection of yourself. What do I mean by false projection? Don't put up a different self. Be authentic in an interview. It's a view from the inside. You be authentic, be who you are, present yourself as you are in the interview. Because your core values have to be reflected in every question. And as I guide you through the process, you'll realize that behind every question in an interview, especially in an HR interview, there is another question. I'll be guiding you on that today. So first and foremost, what we do not do is we do not have false projections. That is, don't try to put another picture. Don't try to portray yourself as something else. Portray yourself as who you are, absolutely as who you are. So be authentic because it's a view from the inside. Especially when it comes to TCS, they are very, very particular about your values. And we will come to that later on as well. What are the values they are looking out for when it comes to your interviews? So every question will search for values. Remember that. Which means be authentic. Be who you are. Portray yourself as you are. Don't put a false image. Now, many times some people try to put a false image also by using fake accent. Don't do that. There's no need of fake accent. Talk as you talk. Don't imitate anyone. Remember one thing, these people who take your interviews, the HR professionals, They have done their psychology studies. They know, they have not only studies, they have met thousands of people. So they can actually read people when they speak. So if you're authentic, that works better for you. Because if you're faking anything, they can catch it in a matter of seconds. It's just what they're trained in. Okay, they're trained in that. Okay, so there's no point on putting a fake image or fake self. Make sure that you are authentic. Don't put a fake accent. When it comes to your language, give your best shot. Not put it over here. If English is kind of a barrier to you, give your best shot. Okay, give your best shot. And in case you come across an idea, and this should not happen to you at this moment, but let's say that you come across an idea which you are not able to formulate in English, then and only then, and this is your wild card, you're supposed to use this card only once probably in your interview. That also depends on the comfort level. If you're not able to, if you've tried your best and you're not able to formulate an answer in English, then I would suggest go for permission. Take the permission of the interviewer. So can I please switch to Hindi for a moment? Just take a permission and then give your answer. Because remember one thing, more than language, what they prefer is authenticity of answer and how relevant the answer is. Okay? They are looking for these issues. They're looking for relevancy of answers. They are not looking only for your English. Like I said, the disclaimer is that don't bank on this all the time. Maybe once you can use it, if and only if it is absolutely essential. Otherwise, don't do that. If it is clear so far, guys, whatever we have discussed so far, then I would like to I would like to have the session as very interactive. I would like to see in the chat, if it's clear, it's clear. If it's not clear, then please ask what point is not clear. If it's clear, go ahead and put clear in the chat. If it's not clear, then please tell me what point you need clarity on. Go ahead. Okay, I've got clear from Soren and Shreya. Priyanka also says clear, fine. Meet also says clear, fine, great. Okay. What did we just discuss? An interview is a view from the inside, which means you have to be authentic. You have to portray your own values. Don't put a false image. Don't put a false accent. They can catch you in a matter of seconds. Also, give your best shot when it comes to language. If possible, if something happens, if there is a question whose answer you're not able to formulate in English, then in that case, please go ahead and take a permission. Take permission. Permission is very important. Sorry, if you don't mind, can I please switch to Hindi for just a moment to give clarity on this thought, because they would require relevant answers, not necessarily only English. I mean, not necessarily only language. I think it's clear so far. So let's move ahead. You have understood what an interview is. Let's try to understand what an interview is not. Please, your mindset has to be very clear when it comes to interview. Many times students have this problem of confidence, not just students, anyone. If in case, let's say tomorrow I have to face an interview for whatever position that I am applying for. Even I, who have trained people in interview skills, who have trained not just students, mid management level and also higher management level in interview skills, even I will have some hint of nervousness. Why? Because we are all humans and we all understand that there is a margin for error. There is a margin for error. Even science teaches us that plus or minus 10 error. Okay. So which means since there is a margin of error, we have to understand how can we minimize that error? How can we minimize that error? And today's session is going to teach you just that, minimizing the error that you can do. Okay? That's how it's going to be. So let's try to understand what an interview is not. Let's keep our mindset very clear so that we are confident on your interview days. When you have clarity, you have confidence. I just gave you a brain tattoo right now. When you have clarity, you have confidence. When you have clarity, you have confidence. What is the clarity that we need? Get your mindset right. Interview is a view from the inside and it is not an interrogation. What's an interrogation? What's an interrogation? पूछताछ, सीबीआई का पूछताछ जो रहता है. Okay, questions and answers, asking pointed questions and putting you on the edge. That's called as an interrogation. Now, guys, let me tell you one thing. Many times, interviews end up into interrogation. Interviews become interrogation. That is, a view from the inside can become just a matter of question and answers. Just a matter of question and answers. Becomes very dry, becomes very, what should I say, difficult, and there is a lot of discomfort when interviews become interrogation. Can you tell me how do we transition, or why, what happens because of which interviews become interrogation, and who is to be blamed over here? Quickly, guys. In fact, you can even unmute yourself and speak if you want to, because I want this to be a very lively session. How does an interview turn into an interrogation? How does an interview turn into an interrogation? And who is to be blamed? Tell me, guys. Come on, be very clear and be very spontaneous. Don't allow your brain to go to sleep. Your brain has to be 100% active. Don't worry about mistakes. Just go ahead and tell. Very good, very good. When we try to fake ourselves, yes. The question, Riddhi, is when does an interview, which is nothing but a conversation, when does it turn into a question and answer section? And who is to be blamed for that? Very good, Jeet. It also means when the interview finds out that you are lying. Yes, when he catches you lying, he will have the game of his life. He or she will have the game of his life. Yes, I've seen all the questions, all the answers. Even Soren has said when the applicant ends up saying some intentional false answers. That's true. So, all of you have clearly told me one thing. When there is some level of fakeness, the interviewer can become your interrogator. So, what must we do to stop? And by the way, who is to be blamed? Can we blame the interviewer and say that no, he's rude or he's temperamental? Who is to be blamed for this? Ourselves. That's right. We are to be blamed. We, the people who go for interview, we are to be blamed if your interview ends up into an interrogation because you have caused it. You have caused it. Make sure, understand that very well. In fact, if you have watched this movie, Never Back Down, it's a martial arts movie. I think in the first part, the coach tells, the protagonist that no matter what happens in the fight, no matter what happens in the fight, the outcome depends on you. The outcome depends on you. Please take responsibility for the outcome. The outcome totally depends on you. Have that clarity of your mind. Don't worry about the mood of the interviewer. Don't worry about the requirement of the company. There are factors that are beyond your control. Successful people focus all their energy and strength on factors within their control. And what is within your control is you yourself. Very good, Riddhi. Yes, pretending to be perfect when you do not have strong proofs. There's no genuine reply. That's true. Absolutely true, Riddhi. So everywhere I can see nothing but falsehood, right? Falsehood. Some level of falsehood can turn the entire game. Great. So I have a question for you. Let's say that they have asked a question, and we are not talking about technical questions right now. Okay, we are purely talking about HR questions, personal questions, or personality based questions. So let's say that there's a question that has been asked, and somehow you are not able to give a clear answer. Then, being an honest person, what must you do so that you don't end up into an interrogation? What can you do? A question whose answer you're not able to clarify the answer. What can you do? I hope the question is clear to everyone. So, what can you do if something like this happens? When you're not able to give a clear answer, what should be a strategy? Remember, you have to take the backup of all that we have learned so far and answer this question. I'll give a hint. You have to be authentic. Okay. What would you do? Okay, Soren says, take a few seconds to genuinely think about it. Very good, Soren, very good. Don't tell them at the outset that, sir, can I take a few seconds? Don't say that. You have to show through your body language, by looking down or by, really thinking that you are really thinking about it. Through your body language, show them that you're thinking about it. And then quickly tell them very calmly, as Soren says, I'm sorry, I'm not able to answer this question right now, or I'm not aware of this answer right now. My mind is just not switching on. You can even say that. Come on, you can be honest. You can add some level of humor also. And now that it's going to be an online interview, definitely you can add some level of humor. Don't worry. Okay. And then you can tell them, let me think about it, if you will. Then think about it. And as you think about it, I can tell you, if you're calm, you will get an answer, because HR questions are not rocket science questions. They are not rocket science questions. In HR questions, all that you need to know is what is the question behind the question. And that's what I'm going to teach you today. Clear so far, everyone? Okay. So let's move ahead. So it's not an interrogation. Then what is it? It's an interview and it's a conversation. It's a professional business conversation where you are sealing a business deal. And this definition you will not find, oh, professional. Yes. You'll not find this definition anywhere. This is a definition that is born out of my own experience working with students, working with organizations, and working with professionals. And this is my unique definition for an interview. See, the way you define things makes a big impact on the way you will respond to realities. So this is the definition I like to give because it's a very functional definition. It works. It's a professional business conversation where you are sealing a business deal. Okay. So this is what I say an interview is. Now, what are the factors over here? Number one, it's a professional. Everything that you want to know about interviews is there in this small sentence. And that's why I call myself a genius. Just joking. Okay. So it's a professional business conversation. Professional. The first word over here is professional. Professional means, can I underline this? Yes. Yes. Your attire, the way you look, okay, your attire, that is the clothes you wear, your eye contact, your tonality, that is tone of your voice, your hand gestures, okay, and your uniqueness. That is something that makes you you. Everyone has their own way of speaking. When they see that you're not copied anybody's way of thinking, when they can see the uniqueness in you, that's where they connect. So professional, by professional, I mean, number one is your attire, because within the first 8 seconds, they have already judged a lot of information about you. Remember, they are not judging you as a person. So you have to make a distinction over here. They are not judging you as a person. They are judging what? They are judging your performance. That's it. Okay. So guys, is my audio clear? Is there any buffering in the audio? Please let me know. Is my audio clear? Okay. Okay. Great. So firstly, it's a professional thing. Your attire has to be very professional. Within the first 8 seconds, they have already judged a lot of information about you. So although it's going to be an online interview, dress professionally, complete professional dress. Your hairstyle has to be straight. You have to look sharp, look into the camera, make sure that you're wearing professional clothes, that is formal clothes. Make sure you're wearing formal clothes. And for boys, it will be good if you have a tie, otherwise it's also fine. Have a plain shirt, and if you have a blazer, even better. Girls, The same thing, you can go in for Western casuals, sorry, Western formals, Western formals. Make sure that you look clean and tidy. Give an eye contact. How? In the lens of the camera, at the lens of the camera. Look at the lens of the camera and give eye contact, not anywhere else. Okay, because lens is the eye for the interesting. The way I'm speaking to you right now, make sure there's a tonality, there's up and down intonations. Okay, hand gestures as you're speaking. See, right now I'm operating a computer, I'm operating a mouse and all that, so you won't be seeing much of my hand gestures. But when you're speaking, make sure that you have placed your camera in such a way that your hands are free to move naturally. Let them move naturally. And the uniqueness is just your part, your style. Be unique, be as you are. Second, it's a business conversation. It's not a personal conversation. So even if jokes are cracked, even if jokes are cracked, it's not that you should not laugh. It will be very demeaning to the other person. But if a joke is cracked, okay, don't laugh like you used to laugh in college foyer, okay, in the college canteen. Just give a, a smile, a very slight smile, acknowledge the joke, okay, and move on, because it's a business conversation. It's not a personal banter. Okay, so be careful about that. No giggling, no laughing. Be very professional when it comes to the conversation. Be very professional, because it's a business conversation. What happens in a business? You always, you have to cement a deal in business, which means whatever happens, you have to make sure that you seal the deal. So keep your eyes and keep your mind focused on your outcome. What is your outcome? You have to portray yourself as the best possible candidate ever. That is your outcome. At every moment, don't lay down your guard for any reason. You have to portray yourself as the best candidate for this, and that you are the best person for this job. So keep your business conversation very outcome oriented. What happens over there? You're sealing a business deal. What does that mean? It means that there is going to be some level of negotiation, especially when it comes to salaries, especially when it comes to any other point of, there will be some negotiations over there. So whenever the interviewer goes in the negotiation mode, you have to catch him there. Okay, now he's going in the negotiation mode. I'll give an example. Let's say that he asks, what's your salary expectation? Or what's your expectation from us? Then it's more of a negotiation type. And negotiation always has to be done with a lot of awareness, with a lot of clarity, and with great amount of confidence. So you just have to recognize that your interview is a business deal, and the deal that you're cracking is nothing but your job. The job is your business deal. The selection is your business deal. And what did I say? Outcome depends on whom? On you or the interviewer. Where does the outcome depend on? Let me see in the chat. Where does the outcome depend on? Or on whom does the outcome depend? Does it depend on you or the interviewer? Yes, go ahead, guys. Let me see some activity. This is not just a YouTube video that I want you to watch. This is an interactive one. Yes, very important. The outcome totally depends on you. Okay, time for questions. Please go ahead and ask any questions that you have so far. Anything that strikes your mind, anything. So time for questions. Whatever questions that strikes your mind till now, please go ahead and ask. Okay, so Shreya has asked a question. In TCS interview, do we have 2 rounds? Okay, that is HR and technical. Yes, sometimes even 3 rounds. Good question, Shreya. Sometimes TCS also goes for 3 rounds. Now, what is the criteria for round? See, definitely 2 rounds will definitely be there. That is, one will be technical, one will be HR. 2 rounds are going to be there. Now, the third round depends on all the factors that the company considers. We do not know why exactly they might go for third round. Some students get called for a third round also. Some students get selected within the first two rounds. But when you see, maybe it's also because they wanted to find some more extra qualities. So maybe they want to give another try with some students, or maybe the interviewer was not clear with what happened in the interview. That is also possible. So it can be two rounds or it can be three rounds. Now, one will be technical, one is going to be HR, and the third round will most probably, if there is a third round, the third round, which is going to be selective, could be a combination of technical and HR or just HR. I hope I am clear on that, Shreya. Yes, if you have understood, then you can put a yes, so that I know, like, yes, 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 separate for both the rounds. Yes, it's not going to be the same. It's going to be separate interviews for both the rounds. Great. Yes, I hope it's clear. Superb. Okay, we have a question. What if someone has bad technical and managerial round? How to revive our confidence for further round? See, first and foremost, it won't be bad, because if it was bad, then you will not even be called for a further round. Simple. Okay. It was not bad, but maybe there was more clarity to be given. Okay. If it was bad, they would not call you for the next round. But since they're calling you for the next round, it means that there is some more clarity they want. So what should you do? First and foremost, remove from your mind that your previous round was bad. It was not bad. You just need to give more clarity. Now, in the upcoming round, focus on giving more details to every question that is asked. For example, if in the first interview, when they asked you a question on, tell me about this particular project that you have shown in your resume, and let's say that you gave a superficial knowledge, a superficial knowledge. So, ऊपर ऊपर का knowledge दे दिया. Now, in this particular round, suppose they're calling you for third round, make sure that you have all the details with you. Talk to them in details. Tell them exactly how you did in process-oriented manner. Okay. So I hope I'm clear to you on that. So my answer would be give more details. It's not a matter of confidence. It's a matter of more details. Okay. Because they might be confused about certain aspects. They are not clear about your communication in the previous round. So they want more clarity. Okay. So the person who asked me that question, if it's clear, please put clear. Please write clear if it's clear. Otherwise, please ask me if you still want me to explain that. Thank you so much. Shaili says, and there would be with the elimination. Yes, yes, yes. See, Shaili, what happens is, number one, have I pronounced your name properly? It's Shaily, Shaili. Okay. So what I suggest is, your question is, would there be an elimination in technical? Definitely. So if you fail the technical, they will definitely not go forward. It is not about elimination here, guys. It's about selection. See, your elimination round was your aptitude exam, which you cleared, and you are now here. Okay. Now you're just one step away. And since there are going to be no group discussions, so this is just the final step for you over here. So it's more of selection criteria. So they want to select. So give them all the reasons to select. Technical में definitely अगर आप नहीं होते हो, then that is definitely the end for now, at least in this particular place. Okay, Ritik has asked a question. Can you tell us how to negotiate when the interviewer asks what your salary expectation? What to answer if you already know the package for the position offered by the company? I will do this, Ritik. In fact, we are going to go specifically for every question in some time. I'm going to take this question. It is a part of today's session also. So I will address this question as we proceed now. Okay, so I think it's time to proceed in that case. ठीक है, यहाँ तक जो हुआ है, you're clear. An interview is what? It's a professional business conversation. Simple, professional business conversation where you're sealing a deal. As simple as that. I've made it as simple as that. It's not an interrogation. It's a conversation, and you are in charge. So let's go ahead. Okay, now in your HR interview, sometimes we call it managerial and HR. Okay, in your HR interview, they will go for personality based questions. Okay. And in your managerial HR interview itself, there's a managerial round. Sometimes it can be a third round also possible. Now, what is managerial? Management. So they will have questions based on teams. They'll have questions based on leadership, and they might have questions based on situations that you have handled or managed. We will deal with all of this. HR may they'll talk about personality based questions. What are those? I'll tell you that also. They might give you questions on your motivation, what motivates you, and future oriented questions. Basically, it's going to be your soft skills that they are looking for, which I call as people skills and self skills. So get clarity that your questions will be based on these broad topics. Okay. Just get clarity of this first. Your questions are going to be based on these broad topics over here. Fine. Now, what kind of questions can we expect and how do we tend to answer them? I'm going to give you a rule over here. The questions will come from two sources. So let me give you the sources of questions also. We'll have two sources of questions. One is going to be interviewer, his own sources, and second is going to be your resume. And let me tell you, around 60% of the questions, or even more, I would say 60 to 80%, especially when it comes to freshers, depends on what you have already discussed in your resume. And this, I also mean technical questions. Okay, यहाँ पे I'll also talk about some hint of technical questions. Definitely, you will have another session for technical questions. Don't worry. But I'll just give you that as well to some extent. So 60 to 80% of your questions will depend on what you have told in your resume. Okay. And the remaining part depends on the interviewer's own choice of questions. Okay. I hope this part is also clear to everyone. The interviewer's own choice of questions also. Now we'll go into the principle. That is the main point of the interviews, and that is understanding that every question has a question behind it. Okay. Every question has a question behind it. Or I would say every question has another question. Let's make it very clear. Every question has another question behind it. Let's take an example because we understand best with examples. Okay. Now for this, I would need a volunteer. Can I have a volunteer? Because you will understand best when it comes to having a volunteer. Let's make it very, very interactive. So
I'd like to volunteer if it's okay.
great. I expected you to do that, Soren. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. I'm audible to you, right? Completely audible?
Yes, sir.
Super. So, Soren, tell me about yourself.
Okay. Good morning, sir. My name is Soren Shah, and I'm currently pursuing my final year in Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering from KZ Somaiya Institute of Engineering and IT. I've done my schooling from Gopi Birla Memorial School, which is CBSE based, and it was during the early schooling days only that I developed the habit of reading a lot, and as well as interacting with my fellow friends and colleagues, as well as to some extent my teachers. And the passion of reading that I developed from then has been one that I have strived to continue and uh, keep going at it till today. Post my 10th standard, I did my 11th and 12th also from the same school, and I passed with distinction uh, grade. After my 12th standard, I came into this college, and I had decided early on only that once I enter into this college, I would be taking equal part in both extracurricular and curricular activities. So I strived very hard to make sure that both that my outreach and outlook to both of them were equal. So I took part in multiple extracurricular activities, such as I was an active member of the Students' Council of the college and working hard. I even am, at this point I'm the vice chairperson of the IEEE student body. And while doing this, I even maintained a 7.64 CGPA in my studies. From the point of view of projects, I like to take part in multiple projects which help me learn new skills and uh, give my best shot at it. And I look forward to working in a company which would provide me with a chance to improve myself as well as to give returns to the company. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. So first and foremost, I can tell you one fact for sure. I saw authenticity. Okay? I saw uniqueness. I saw confidence. And I saw a proper rate of speech. You are not too fast, neither were you too slow. Okay. So all those factors were all fine. You gave us some background information about your education, then how you entered into college, what are some of your core qualities when it comes to soft skills, especially when it comes to reading and interacting with people, and then also some information about the college as well. Okay, so these were the things that I saw. Now let me give you a feedback, Sorin. Let me make it very clear to everyone. What is the question behind this question? Tell me about yourself. इसके पीछे question क्या है? Tell me about yourself. What exactly do they mean by tell me about yourself? Are they really interested only about your information about what you did, or are they interested in something deeper than that? It's a business deal and it's a business conversation. So they are also cracking the deal with you. Even they want to crack the deal. So what are they looking out for is number one is your uniqueness, how you are different, how unique you are, which you have answered very well, Soren. And they're also looking out for how valuable you are to them. What is the value you can bring to them? So always remember, tell me about yourself or introduce yourself to me, or can you share something about your journey so far? Okay, what are all of these things? These are nothing but tell me about yourself or introduction. Nothing, the same question asked in different forms. And this question, I'm telling you guys, is going to be the maker or breaker of your interviews. It can either make your interview or break your interview. Like I told you, if you're authentic, things will go well. Now, two things that you need to focus over here. Number one is how unique you are. How? First, by giving some background information, like Soren gave some background information. I mean some, okay? Not some people just talk about a lot about their background information. ज़्यादा नहीं बात करना है, बहुत कम बात करना है. Some background info on your education and all that. Okay, that's going to be just 5% or even less than that. And then you will talk about some experiences or one situation you handled, challenging situation you handled, which is going to prove your uniqueness. Clear? Is it clear, guys? If it's clear, please put clear in the chat. Yes, I have some other questions also that have been asked. Great, we will do that. I'll be answering everyone's questions, but is it clear so far? It's going to be, first thing is your uniqueness. I'll talk about value also right now. How will you show your uniqueness? Some background information, some experience, or a situation you handled. I'll give you the best example over here. Probably you can just talk about your internship experience over here, or something unique that happened during your internship days, or any experience which shows that you, which shows the clear personality of yours. Okay. Next is definitely the value that you bring. So the second point they're looking out for is how valuable you are to the organization. Now for this point, you have to be clear on the company's values. What is the company looking out for? And what the company is looking out for. What is their requirement? So here you can talk about your technical strengths. Which technical strengths? Specifically the technical strengths which are mentioned in your job profile. Okay, specifically the JD or job description technical skills. Then you can talk about an experience of using that technical skill where you have demonstrated that technical skill. A small experience where you have demonstrated that experience, that technical skill. Why? Because when you talk about experience, then you're validating your answer. By giving validation, you're telling them how valuable you are, how different you are compared to everyone else. ठीक है? Technical skills. You can also talk about one or two soft skills. Like for example, for TCS, very important value is integrity. Integrity is very important for them. Okay. Second important one is responsibility. I'll be giving you these values later on also. So show them how integrity and responsibility are strong in you. But don't tell them something like this. Okay. Don't tell them something like this. Now, sir, I know that in TCS, integrity and responsibility are very important. So I have shown integrity in this area, responsibility in this area. That sounds very, very false. Don't do that. Transition very smoothly. Once you have spoken about a technical strength, then then go ahead and say, sir, I've also demonstrated the quality of being honest in so and so experience. This is where you have to end. Suppose you can even go ahead and talk about one or two hobbies, but end it in this manner. Yes, I will look at that. But so far, guys, is it clear? Is it clear? How do we tackle? First and foremost, understand for every question, there is another deeper question behind it. I want you to brain tattoo this in your mind today. Not only for today, but for every interview that you will take or you will be attending throughout your life. Okay? Very important. This is very important. Every question has a question behind it. Now, what is the question behind? Tell me about yourself, introduce yourself to me. These are all similar questions. The answer is same. Tell me how you are unique and how you are valuable to me. Simple. Tell me how you are unique and how you are valuable to me. Uniqueness कैसे आएगा? Some background information, experience or situation that you handle, and that shows your uniqueness, the strength of your character and your personality. And second is valuable. How valuable you are. Talk about, you match the company values with your values. Okay, because we have to show them what you are looking out for is me. I know what you're looking out for, and that is me. How will you show that? By talking about your job description mentioned technical strengths. Now make it very real. Huh? You're not a superman or a superwoman that you'll have all the technical skills on the high level. No. Take one or two technical strengths and expound on that. Okay, don't be unrealistic. That will show your falsehood, and then it will go into interrogation mode. Okay. Then you can look at the demonstration of the technical skill using some experience that you have had, because you're validating it. Then talk about a soft skill which is related to what the company is looking out for and which you have, because we have to be honest. Okay, and you'll definitely have. As human beings, we do have these things. And then demonstrate and show them where you used it. So if this is clear so far, then put clear in the chat box. I can go for other questions then. If it's clear, put clear. Let me know. Okay. What we can now do is, Sorin, are you with us?
Yes, sir.
Superb. Now you have the clarity of all of this, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, with this new clarity, I would want you to answer the same question. And if you want, I can give you, let's say, some time to think about it. Do you want some time to think about it?
Yes, sir. So actually, I had a question. I was just typing it out.
Okay.
So if you follow this chain of thoughts and answers, then is it okay if the introduction exceeds a particular time limit by not a large margin, but a certain small
That's
margin?
okay. See, as long as you make it sound conversational, don't worry about the time. Okay, it should sound very conversational, in the sense when you're speaking, calibrate, that you should be in the flow of it. It's as simple as that. And even if you exceed according to their standards, then don't worry, they will interrupt you, and that is not that's not on you. Okay, that's won't be counted as a negative on you. You have been in the flow of it. Make it as conversational as possible. So I hope I've answered that question, Soren.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the exceeding of time, don't worry, that will not happen, because in your mind you're sorted what you have to speak about. Okay, and in case if that happens, then they will give you a hint by just giving another question. Okay, thank you for that, Soren. Let's go for the next question. Okay, that's their hint. That's what they will tell. Don't worry about that. It means you've already exceeded their expectations.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Great. Now, do you need some time to think about the same question which I'm going to ask you based on these 2 points, uniqueness and valuable?
Yes, sir. Just like 2 to 3 minutes time.
Okay. See, take a sorry, you take your time. Okay. So let me, by that time, till that time, let me just look at the other questions that have come up. Great. Let me go in details. So first and foremost, would there be an elimination? That's over. Okay. What questions will they ask for mechanical students? Okay, that question about mechanical students, guys, HR questions remain the same. Okay, HR and management questions remain the same. Don't worry, because I already told you these questions are dependent on what? Personality based, motivation, future, soft skills, teams, leadership, situational. ठीक है, तो वो तो same ही रहेगा, no matter which stream you come from. What will change is the level of your technical questions. So technical questions जो आपको पूछे जाएंगे, those questions will be definitely, most of them are going to be on, since it's TCS, many times it's going to be definitely on some level of coding and programming. But the questions, level of questions could be, I'm saying could be, to some extent basic compared to what they will ask computer science and IT students. Second question is how to overcome in conversation if your academics average. Okay, suppose I think what you wanted to ask is suppose the average is low, then how to overcome that? Yes, now this is a resume based question. Let's say that they ask you that why I can see that your average has fallen down. So can you give any coherent explanation for that? Why has your average fallen down? Give a genuine reason. See, my take is, don't give excuses. Don't say I was not well. Even if you are not well, don't say that, because that sounds like an excuse. Okay, don't say I was not well, this happened in my family. Don't go into emotions. What is it? It's a business conversation, right? In business there is no place for negative or disempowering emotions. So don't go there. Okay, take self responsibilities. Number one, tell them, yes sir, I agree that my average has been low, and when it comes to performance, I think so and so are the reasons why my average is low. And give them proper reasons, real reasons why you think your average is low. Give them honest answer. Honesty. Why I'm telling you honest, especially in TCS and Infosys, because that is their core quality. When I share their 5 qualities, you'll come to know integrity or honesty is the number one quality. So they might be asking you that question to check your level of honesty. I hope that is clear. So be honest. Simple. As simple as that. Be honest. Tell them really the reasons why it happened. Don't give emotional answers. Give rational answers. So if interviewer asks what's your achievement and if I don't have any big achievement, see, achievement over here is very subjective. Achievement doesn't mean what you have done compared to others. No. So get your idea of achievement very clear. It's not about what you have done in comparison with others. It's not about that. Achievement over here is, in your view, what is an achievement and why it is an achievement. So for me, my big achievement could also be something like saving someone's, let's say, saving someone's life by donating blood. It could be an achievement. It could be a social achievement. You can expound upon that and say that there was so and so person, and it should be true, huh, by the way. And that I feel, so that is my biggest achievement. And then you can also talk about some technical achievement, maybe a project that you made, maybe something that blew your boundary away. You never expected it to be so good, but it came out good. That could be an achievement. So two things: number one, achievement doesn't need to be national, state level and all that. Achievement is something that you are proud of, and when you speak it should feel like that. And I'm sure everybody has something that you are proud of, so speak about that. That could be your achievement. Yes, Abhishek, that's right. This tell me about yourself is also like what value can you give to the company. That's right. That's right, Porus. Okay, Soren, I think you should be ready by now. Are you? Abhishek, I'll tackle that. I'll tackle that.
I am as ready as possible as of now.
That I like that answer. Thank you. Okay. So can we once again? So I'm going to ask you a little bit different question. Okay. So same thing, थोड़ा सा अलग तरीके से पूछूंगा ताकि everybody gets the hang of it. So can you share something about your journey so far, Soren?
Yes, sir, definitely. Uh, Good morning, sir. My name is Soren Shah, and I'm currently in my final year of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering, and I'm pursuing it from the Kesasama Institute of Engineering and IT. I've done my schooling, that is my 10th and 12th, from the CBSE based Gopi Birla Memorial School. And it was in those early days only that I developed a habit of reading and interacting with people, which I strive to continue till today. After coming into this college, I had made a very conscious decision of taking part in both curricular and in extracurricular and curricular activities. On the curricular activities front, I have taken part in the last year. I've taken part in an internship project, which is on the web development front, and in which I'm developing a system or portal. And I've done that during the internship, and it's a client-side project. Other than that, and in my final year project, as of now, I'm currently developing a career-based guidance system using machine learning and web development. On the extracurricular front, I have been an active member of the Students' Council, wherein I have helped in organizing multiple fests, which have definitely helped me in developing my soft skills because they have helped me to tackle situations which have been difficult and in which I have had to think on my toes. And I continue to do that by being the current vice chairperson of the IEEE student body. Along these lines, I have also, uh, sorry, I've taken part in these activities because I'd like to. Okay, so actually, I've lost a bit. I won't be able to continue as of now.
Go ahead, you can do it. You can do it. You're doing fantastically well. Just go to the next point. That's it. Doesn't matter. Just go to the next point. Whatever you want to speak, you can break the point and go to the next one. So I just want you to end it now in on a very soft tone.
Okay. From my job career point of view, I would like to work in a company that may help me acquire new technical and soft skills and also provide me with opportunities to help benefit the company in whatever way possible. I'd also like to work in the company's work culture in accordance with their beliefs and work ethics while also staying true to my own.
Superb. Okay. I know that we can't clap over here, but let me clap. I hope my clap is visible to you. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. First and foremost, it's very important that people take initiative, and you have demonstrated initiative. Okay, great quality. You didn't take much time. You were the first to, go ahead and give your answers. Superb. Now, let me give you a critical feedback on this. First and foremost, this was better than before. Okay, you have taken the points, you have shown your uniqueness, you have given your value. The only thing is, what I would like you to improve upon is the last part where you spoke about, especially when you spoke about, I would like to stay true to the values and all. See, remember, over here we're talking specifically about TCS. So do not speak in general. Like, don't say in general, I would like to work in a company where, no, you can just nail the point then and there itself. So I would like to work with TCS because TCS demonstrates so and so qualities, and I am very comfortable with this. And I would definitely be, it will be my honor to work with TCS. Something like that. You can change in your own words. Okay? Because see, we are talking specifically about TCS. So you will not use any general language that I would like to work in a company where. Okay? Uh, Talk in more specific language. I hope that's clear, Soren.
Okay, sir. So, like this introduction part, it can differ from company to company when I'm in
Absolutely.
the interview, and
Absolutely.
there
Absolutely.
is no harm in mentioning the company's name. It actually just drives the nail to the point.
Absolutely. And because, see, it's going to also have a psychological game over here. TCS, definitely those people would love to hear, right? About their own company, their own product. So when you talk about them, you are creating a rapport with them. You're creating a connection with them. And you're also showing them clarity and purposefulness that I'm here to be inside, to be in this organization. Because remember, it's a business deal. The more clear, the more direct we are, the better it's going to be. Yes?
Okay, sir.
Great.
Thank
Superb.
you.
This is a very important question, and I would like one more volunteer. Yes, I'll be answering all the other questions also, but I would like one more volunteer here. Come on, quickly, guys. Quickly. Whoever wants to volunteer, please unmute yourself and speak. Now you know exactly how it is done. So I would like to see one more person. There is no right and wrong, guys. We just have to experience. The more experiences you have and the more learnings you have, the more is the chance for, nailing the point and winning the game. Yes, whoever wants to, you can please unmute yourself quickly. We don't have much time. We have to go to the next one as well. Okay. I'll just go ahead in that case, and that is Abhishek had a question. Yes, very good. Abhishek has a wonderful point over here. He said, should someone talk about individual problems like inferiority, and that he overcame in this during this period of time? Very good, Abhishek. I like your perspective. And yes, since we are living in the pandemic times, or I would be optimistic and say probably we have entered into almost kind of a end of this pandemic time. It is very important if you can add a perspective on this pandemic and how you have spent your time in this pandemic. Good point, Abhishek. So probably you can also include the pandemic, how effectively, and this also has to be genuine, okay? How effectively you used or leveraged the pandemic situation. You can make this extra point, okay? You can make this extra point as well while you're speaking and talking about yourself. That's a good perspective, and I'm happy that it was. That's why I want interaction. The more interaction, the better it's going to be. Okay, now let's go to other questions over here. Pankaj has asked how to reply for other career objectives. What does that mean exactly, Pankaj? If you could just give a question, a specific question, I'll be able to help you out better, because I am not clear with your question. So you can type out that, Pankaj. Meanwhile, I'll go ahead. Please type out what you exactly mean by that. Oh, Poros, attendance is taken in the background, in the back end. Don't worry. Attendance is taken in the back end. Okay, don't worry about that. Can we say a few things about our inspiration of choosing engineering? Why not, Akash? Because Akash has asked, sir, can we say a few things about our inspiration for choosing engineering? Yes. If you can genuinely give an answer to this, if it should sound very genuine, you can put that in your introduction also. Good point, Akash. Okay, wonderful question. I think this has come on our YouTube. Why shouldn't we hire you? Why shouldn't we hire you? Why we should not hire you? I'll be tackling that question. Yes, yes, Pankaj, I'm getting that. I'll be tackling this question separately. Okay, why shouldn't we hire you? We'll take two or three questions, and after that we'll go for why shouldn't we hire you also. Okay, why shouldn't we hire you? Very important. It's a kind of a trap question, which you can definitely leverage for your benefit. I'll tell you how to answer that. Okay, now Pankaj has given clarity. If not TCS, then what? Or what are your future plans? Wonderful. Okay, let's go with Pankaj ke questions first, because that is clearly in the flow right now. Okay. What if they ask you a question? If not, and by the way, this is a question that they ask. If not TCS, then which company would you choose and why? Now they might not put why, okay? They might not put why, but you have to anyway give the reason. Every time, be sure that you validate every answer. So first thing, if not TCS, then which company would you choose and why? Why are they asking you this question? What is the question behind this question? Can anyone tell me? What could be the question behind this question? What could be the question behind this question? Okay, I've got some wonderful answers here. They want to find out, are you randomly trying for jobs or is there a reason behind choosing TCS? Fantastic. Is that Abhishek by any chance? Yes. Yes, Abhishek, I think, right? Superb. Superb. The question behind this question, and I'm glad that you are getting the point, everyone. The question behind this question is simple. It's not about your choice of other companies. It's about why TCS. How clear you are about TCS. So I would answer this question in the following manner. So I'm here right now in front of you for a reason. The reason is very simple. It has been my desire to be part of a growing organization which takes care of every client's problems, which has innovation, cutting edge technology, and which gives a fantastic work culture for every employee. And I can see that in TCS. And now you can also give some more things. You can also say how TCS, even during pandemic days, TCS has been faithful to its employees by giving them a raise and also by giving them flexible work from home approach. And TCS has even surpassed some other competitors like Accenture and gone ahead. So when it comes to TCS, definitely TCS is my choice, and I'm sure that with my performance over here, I am sure from my end that I would like to be definitely part of this growing and amazing organization. Now, when you speak, it has to be from your heart, guys. Okay, you cannot have Infosys and Accenture in your mind when you're speaking TCS. Purely, you should be in love with TCS. It's like you're in a relationship, only one person at a time. Okay, you can take that as a joke also. Okay. So that's how you need to speak about it. Now, if the HR still goes ahead and asks you a question, okay, that all is fine, Ajay, that's all fine. But still tell us, if not TCS, which company would you choose and why? Again, reinforce your point. Be stubborn about you being in TCS. Okay, don't give yourself into this trap of, they are trying to trap you by telling you that ठीक है, ये सब ठीक है. How authentic you are and how faithful you are towards your goal, that is being in TCS. Clear about this? Clear about this, guys? So first and foremost, talk about why TCS. Talk about how passionate you are about TCS, and then even when they ask you once again, go back and tell them that again, sir, there is no point about other companies because I am here right now giving my 110% to be in front of you because I really value my time being in TCS. Now there is very less chance that they will go for, they'll go for another question. फिर भी यार बोलना क्यों TCS? There's very less chance. Why? Outcome depends on how you have spoken. Outcome totally depends on how you have spoken to them. So the point over here is make sure you make them feel special about TCS. If you cross the boundary and say, okay, sir, since you're asking, I think if TCS rejects me, then I might, apply for, or I might look for Accenture. Here you have clearly told them that you're not confident about getting in TCS. Number one, confidence is low. Number two, you have come with a lot of different options already, so which means your commitment is not 100% over here. And number three, you're not clear about what kind of an organization you would want to work with. Okay, are we clear? Soren, there will be no change in the pattern of giving answers. Don't worry. The pattern will remain the same. So is it clear, guys? Yes, I'll go for that question also. And I'm happy Abhishek nailed it to the point. This can be the question behind the question. That's true. Okay, now Sovereign had a wonderful question that I think in VIT and all they realized that some students have been given just one round, and in that one round everything was there. In that one round they had HR, MR as well as technical. Possible, it is possible, but that's going to be a long round. Okay, maybe they will start with HR, then they will go with MR, and then they might go with technical. And in fact, if that is the case, if you have been informed that it's going to be just one round, then you can always ask the interviewer, so what will be the sequence of questions? You can even ask them. Definitely, it's a conversation. You can ask them. You can get clarity. Okay, one more question. What if we do not select you? Or what if you are not selected today? What will happen if you are not selected today? What could be the question behind this? See, always remember, always ask what is the question behind the question. What could be the question behind this question? What if you are not selected today? What could be the motivation for this? What is the intention of asking this? What skill are they testing? Very important. They are looking for your resilience. Okay. Yes. Good. Get back to the drawing board, fill in the gaps that is present right now. So, okay, get back strongly. Superb. Very good, Abhishek. Very good, Soren. Yes, definitely it's going to be about your integrity. So how will you tackle this question? What if you are not selected today? What is the power word over here? Today. Today. Today is your power word. What does it mean? If for any reason I'm not selected today, I'll first look for the reasons why I was not selected. I'll go within myself. I'll seek the reasons why I am not selected. What could be my flaws which I need to improve upon? And then I'll work on those flaws and reapply. And then he might also say that that's all fine, but we don't take reapplications. In that case, what you can always say, now be realistic over here, okay? Resilience and realistic. Now, you cannot be unreal just because of integrity. You can't be unreal and say, no problem, sir, I'll wait for one more year and I'll once again come in this company and I'll once again give my interview because I'm honest and I'm integrity. I have full of integrity towards TCS. No, that will sound very unreal. So give them a real answer, and that is, make sure the answer is very real. First, show your resilience. Resilience by telling them that what are the flaws. I would like to know what are the flaws as to why I'm not selected today, or what could be the qualities which are not very TCS oriented. And then I'll work upon them, because I'm sure that if these qualities are a hindrance towards me joining TCS, then they might be a hindrance towards me joining somewhere else as well. So I will look for that. I'll work upon that. I'll also work with my mentors. I'll also work with my peers, and then I'll come up with a strategy to make sure that these flaws are completely resolved. And I'll once again, if given an opportunity, very important, if given an opportunity, I'll once again reapply. And if not, then I will reapply in some other organization with an empowered version of myself. Is that clear, guys? Now, don't take word to word what I've said, okay? Go back and take the approach. Understand the approach. That is more important. Method is more important than anything else. Is it clear, guys? Is it clear? So far, is it clear? Are you clear about this? How to answer this question? What if you are not selected today? First, show resilience. That is, what are my flaws and how I'll work with them. Give them proper steps. I'll work so and so. And then tell them your decision, how you will take action. And be very real. Be very real. Okay. Shall we move to the next question? Is there any question that I have missed on? If I have, then please put in the chat. I think Jay sir will help me with whatever is there on YouTube right now. Because of screen sharing, I am not able to go into YouTube and check it out. So is there any unresolved question that I have kept? Okay, so let's move. Next one. What are your plans for the future? Okay, this can be a very general question. What are your plans for the future? There might be many variations of this. Okay, one variation could be, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Now they will not ask you 10 years question. Why? That is asked for people in the non-fresher level, that is people who have already had work experience. They'll ask them that question. 10 years from now is different. It's not the same. It's different. What are your plans for the future, and where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Okay, this can be some the variations of your questions for the future. Now, what do you think is the question behind this question? What do you think is the question behind this question? Why are they asking you this question? What could be the reasons? What could be the motivation for this question? So I'll give you what are the motivations. Definitely, it's not to check on your future plans. Okay, they don't want to know your future plans because you know that future can always change. They know that future can change. Especially the pandemic has taught us that whatever your plans are, 2020 will smile at you. Okay. Anyway, okay. How prepared are you to check your thinking process so that how meticulous you are and how practical you are? Okay, you're planning. Fine. Thank you, Soren. So what is the real reason behind this question? Number one is to check whether you are goal oriented or not. Whether you have a specific goal, whether you live your life in a goal oriented manner or not. Remember, they are going to check your soft skills, right? So this is the soft skill they are looking out for, whether you're goal oriented or not. Are you a goal oriented person? Do you have a specific goal? And what are you, and do you have a process for it? Second is, do you have a process? Have you created a process or a plan to meet your goal? And then how practical and systematic you are in following that plan. So I'll just answer this question from what exactly they are looking out for. So let's say they ask you a question, what are your plans for the future? Now you cannot talk about your personal future. Remember, what kind of a conversation it is? It's a professional business conversation and there is a business deal that has to be cracked. So every question that is asked has to be answered from that point of view. Every question. No personal questions over here. So in that case, you have to tell yourself something like this. So let's say that I get selected today. Let's say that I get selected today and I am now a part of TCS. The level that I get selected will be XYZ. What is that XYZ? The job position that you are applying for. Being in TCS now, my goal, my primary requirement is going to be to fulfill the expectations that are expected from me and to go beyond the expectations. Because only when I go beyond these expectations, only when I do that will I be considered for the next level, the next level of promotion. That's how I can build on myself to become more valuable for the organization. So now guys, over here what you need to do is, as you speak all these things, what you're telling them is, number one, you are reassuring them that I'm part of TCS, already giving them that confident answer. Second, you're telling them that this is my plan. How? General strategy is to fulfill the expectations. What are the expectations? That's why I tell students, always read your job description. Read your job description very clearly. You should be able to pinpoint every point in the job description. I'm sure I trained you in reading comprehension. So use the same reading comprehension skills to understand what is written and what is not written in your job description. So be clear. Then talk about the job description. Talk about the qualities that you need to have. And then tell what are the next qualities that I need to have to go to the next level. So you'll need to have knowledge of the hierarchy. What are the next levels that you can look for? If I join as an assistant engineer or a technical team member, then what's my next role? What's the next role? Where will you get this from? From their website, and you'll get it from the HR who is in touch with you, or maybe from your training and placement department. They will give you clarity on what are the levels that you can look for. Best is your alumni. Talk to your alumni and get the levels. In TCS, what are the levels? What is the highest you can reach in 5 years? What's the highest position you can reach in 5 years? Have clarity on that. Have clarity on your job description. Then use that knowledge and give them goal orientedness, give them the process, what you will do exactly to meet that goal, the goal of being in position number 2, then position number 3, then position number 4. Give them practical and tell that in a very practical and a very systematic manner. So here's how I'll answer that question. So as I get selected over here, the first role of mine is going to be blah, blah, blah. That role is nothing but your job description. Okay. And when I meet XYZ, that is the job description. And when I over exceed that, I will now be promoted to the next level, because I'm sure that TCS is a place which rewards integrity, which rewards hard work, which rewards innovation. By saying that, you have given them their core values. Their core values are these: innovations, integrity, and hard work. Okay. Now you have given them a psychological game. You have told them that I know exactly what you're looking out for, and I'm showing that. Then give them the process. This is what I will do to go to the next process, then the next process, and the next position. And that is my plan for the future. End it over there. That is my plan for the future. Now, guys, I know I have gone a little fast over here. So I would like your feedback whether you have understood this question or not. Have you understood how to answer this question? And don't worry about these notes. I'm going to save all of these and will give it to you in Google Drive link so that you can refer to them later on as well. Are you all clear on this question? If it's clear, please put clear. Otherwise, unmute your mic and ask me. Yes, guys, if it's clear, please put clear in the chat so I know that I can continue. Okay. What about others, guys? Quickly, I need to get a few more of your feedback so that I really understand that you have done it. Okay, Abhishek, good. Okay, Abhishek has asked. So the question, the answer you gave is given by candidate who's confident. I think confident, na? Yes, confident when going through the conversation. But if the conversation hasn't been that good, then okay. See, I'll tell you one thing, guys. The first question is always the introduction question. That's why I tell you, give your 100% in that introduction question. एक बार वो build हो गया ना, उसके बाद बाकी के सारे questions है ना, उसका आपका जो tone रहेगा, that's going to be much. You'll have a conversational tone. Let's say some messed up somewhere in between, and it happens. ठीक है? If you have messed up somewhere in between, I want you to come back to your level. Why? Because messed up in one question doesn't mean messed up in another one. Okay, you don't have to mess up in another one just because you have messed up earlier. ये हमारा स्कूल लेवल थिंकिंग था पहले. मैथ्स पेपर गंदा गया, इसका मतलब अभी छोड़ दो यार, अभी उम्मीद ही नहीं है, दूसरा भी ऐसे ही रहेगा. No, now I want you to think just as engineers would think. Okay, that project didn't go that well, doesn't matter, I have a new opportunity right now. So be confident even if you have lost somewhere, and it's human to lose on some questions, doesn't matter. See, they are not looking for geniuses. Okay, because geniuses would never apply to for a job. Okay, geniuses would never apply for a job. Geniuses will not be in this place at all. They are looking for people who are human and who want to grow. Okay, which means that if you have lost on some question earlier, don't let your confidence levels go down. You tell yourself, doesn't matter. And I have a trick for that. Simple. In your mind, just count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. As the interviewer is asking, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So why? Because when you do that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you are not allowing your brain, emotional intelligence says this to us, you're not allowing your brain to brood on the previous question. You're changing the neural pathway. Okay? So you have to radiate this level of confidence no matter what is the question. Make it your point to radiate this level of confidence, guys. You will blabber, you will stumble, doesn't matter. You all are freshers, and it's expected from you guys. They will not expect the confidence of someone who has worked for 10 or 15 years. Definitely not. And the reason why I am demonstrating this over here is only to tell you that your ideal should be very high. ठीक है अभिषेक? Yes. Does not matter whether पहला question कैसे भी जाने दो, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 बोलो and just give your best shot to this question. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Let's take a situational question. It will start with something like this. Tell me about a time when and then they'll give you a situation. Like, for example, tell me about a time in your life where you failed. Normally, they will give you a negative situation. Tell me about a time in your life when you failed. How did you deal with that failure and what exactly happened? Now, here you have again, guys, be honest. Okay, I will not tell you make up a situation. क्यों? उनको मालूम पड़ जाएगा. And who has not failed in your life? Everybody has failed, right? So they definitely want to see reality over here, how real you are. Okay. Number two, they want to see your vulnerability. They want to see your reality. They want to see your vulnerability, which means they want to see how human you are, that you have failed. Some things have happened. There are some negative situations that you have experienced. And how did you cope? Okay. How did you cope with them? So go back to a proper situation. You can start with something like this. So I remember that in my engineering days, especially in second year engineering, I felt so and so topic to be very difficult, and I was not able to cope with it. And in my expectations, I have really failed because I expected that I would get so and so, but I did not get that, and it was a very traumatic situation for me because I was being even in the family and everywhere else, even my friend circles, they used to be very demeaning to me at times because everybody expected more from me. And when I could not perform, I was given a lot of cold shoulders, and that really felt bad. I felt very humiliated at times because I was being compared to others also. And in my own viewpoint, I feel that that is a moment where I failed myself because I allowed someone else to judge me and I accepted that judgment as true. So, according to me, that was a failure for myself where I gave power to someone else and I accepted their judgment. Someone's opinions became my reality. So, how did I deal with that? Slowly and gradually, I spoke to XYZ. He's my great friend. He's also kind of a mentor to me. And he made me realize some points. And then you tell them about the points. Then I started working on it. I failed again. I worked again. And gradually, I put myself to a situation where I bulletproofed my mind to such an extent that I would only invite conversations that would build me up and not conversations that would tear me down. That's how I faced a negative situation. And that's how I believe I overcame it. Now, having said that, I'm sure there are going to be even more difficult situations ahead because life gets complex. But I have the confidence that since I faced this situation, I will be able to face that situation also. So that's how I would answer that question. Did you get the point, guys? Did you understand the point? Did you get the answer? And what's your feedback on that answer? What do you feel? Of course, this was my genuine answer. Okay, I really you could see the genuineness already. That was the failure in my life. You could have different answers. Okay, you don't have to. One thing that I don't want you to do over here is don't mimic me. Okay, I don't want you to mimic me in any way. What I want you to understand is the question behind the question and the approach. That's the reason why I'm giving you points over here. I'm not giving you paragraphs, because the biggest mistake students do is they mimic someone or they take answers from the internet. Don't do that. That's your recipe for disaster. Are we clear, guys? Is it clear? Okay, Akash has asked a question. Can this failure phase be a recent time or should it be way back in the past? Akash, it depends on whichever. It can be any of these two. Okay, it depends on whichever has most impact on you. the most emotionally impactful situation, you can take that. It can be past or it can be recent. It has to be very emotionally impactful. Why? Because when it's emotionally impactful, the way you speak will show that. Ashutosh has asked here, can we also include rejection from previous company? It can, again, only if it is as emotionally impactful as you feel it is. If that was the most emotionally impactful, then go ahead for it. And if that was also your victory point, then go ahead with it, because you have to show your victory as well. Okay, Akash and Ashutosh, have I answered your question? Great. Good. I want people to ask questions like this. Now, it could be, see, tell me about a time, could be anything. It could be, I have spoken about a negative situation. It can be failure, it can be rejection, it can be, a failure of expectation, not fulfilling an expectation. It could also be a positive incident. Like, for example, they could even say, tell me about a time when you demonstrated leadership skills. So it can also be positive experiences. Okay. It can be positive experience also. Now, the only thing is, when you are giving positive experience like leadership, don't sit, on a mountain high on the ego peak and start speaking. Okay. चने की झाड़ पे जाके नहीं बात करना है, बिकॉज वाओ ही इज टॉकिंग अबाउट माय अचीवमेंट, लेट मी ब्लास्ट इट ओवर हियर. ठीक है, ऐसा नहीं करना है. Be humble. Okay, be very humble. TCS really wants people to be humble. Okay, because it comes from Tata's core value of humility. Now, suppose they're talking about a positive quality. Let's say, tell me about a time when you demonstrated leadership, or when you demonstrated team spirit, or when you were successful in conceptualizing and, let's say, calibrating a project. Now, in positive incidences, also be the same. Go back. Okay, it has to sound very genuine. ठीक है, फटाफट आंसर दोगे तो मालूम पड़ जाएगा इसने कहीं से तो उठाया है. Okay, show them through your body language that you are really thinking about it. Okay, just think about it and then say, there was a time, especially this was around 2 years back when I was the head of college committee, where an incident. Now, go again, go with a challenging incident. So I'll just change it over here. I'll write it in red so you all are clear. ये था negative का, so I'll just write over here positive. The same question, we are just changing it and we are saying some positive incident. Instead of negative, we are saying positive. An example over here is leadership. Okay? Now, what you need to do is again go back to a time where this happened, really happened. Again, reality is important. And tell them the challenge. यहाँ पे challenge के ऊपर focus करो. What was the challenge that you had? Focus on the challenge. Describe the challenge. And then talk about your ability. How you used your ability, and what is the ability you used? You used your leadership skills. And then, of course, third point remains the same. You're talking about the strategy. What was the strategy? How did you do it? And fourth point definitely is your victory. How did you win? What did you achieve? What did you learn? It was second year in my it was my second year, and I was in charge of a small cell of 5 members, wherein I had to lead a team of 5 members and make sure that they complete this project of the social media management of our page, the event page. And I found that two of my team members were not really interested in it, and they would never actually meet their deadlines. And this stressed me out to some extent because I was being judged constantly and I was in the spotlight, and I wanted to make sure that this is my best performance. So what I did in that situation is I went and personally spoke to the two of them. I found out their motivations as to why are they not able to perform. To my surprise, I realized that none of them had any personal grievance against me. They just were busy with some other aspects of their life. And at that very moment, I realized maybe I have to, I shouldn't be burdening them with too much. And so I spoke to the other three who were enthusiastically working, and I told them whether they could shoulder some responsibilities of these people and whether they could delegate some of their responsibilities, easier ones, to them. And when I changed the strategy, I realized everybody worked well. We were able to meet the deadline, and the project came out fantastically, as good as it came to be. And what I learned in this is that leadership is all about people. The more you understand people, the more you relate with them, the more empathetic you are, the less judgmental you are, the better a leader you can be, and more value you can bring to your team members. Okay, that's how I would answer that question. Okay, guys, the important thing is the points that I mentioned over here, not on the content of my answer, the points, whether I've been able to highlight these points or not. If it is clear, if the situational question is clear, please put clear in the chat. I'll go with Jeet's question over here. Okay, so Jeet has asked a question: what if they ask about weaknesses? Very good question, Jeet. So let us go with weaknesses. So Jeet, what would be the question behind question? So if the question is what are your weaknesses, or what are your major weaknesses, sometimes they might even say that. Or give me 3 or 5 weaknesses. What could be the intention behind this? What is the question behind this question? Very important thing is definitely it is to test how honest you are, because everyone has weakness. It's like this question about do you ever lie? Yes, I do. Then are you lying right now? Okay, it's like that. So it's a question wherein you're talking about your honesty, how honest you are with yourself. So yes, I do have I do have a few areas that I need to work on. So I want you to be honest and then rephrase. Don't use the word weakness because it's a very disempowering word. So rephrase it by saying my key growth areas. That is the areas where I need to grow, or my opportunity areas. You can say that also. Now, each one of you owes me at least $100, okay? Because I'm giving you my words. Okay, my key growth areas or my opportunity zones. You can of course rephrase them in your own terminology. I'm just giving you some demonstration over here. Then talk about those areas, okay? And then tell them your strategy. Always give the strategy for overcoming these areas, and also give them the assurance how you are already doing that. Not just your strategy, but you're proactive enough to already doing that, or already working on it. How you're already working on it is the strategy. So let's say that punctuality is one of your weakness. Then you will not say my weakness is punctuality, I never come on time. Don't use extreme language, okay? Use language which is very realistic. You can be honest about your weaknesses. You can say that yes, I do have some major growth areas which I feel if I work on them, I'll go to level 2.0. I'll be a better version of myself. I'll be more valuable to my family, to myself, and to the company that I work in. And some of my growth areas, or the areas where I see that there is great opportunity for growth in me, are wherein I tend to spend a lot of time on some projects, so I'm not able to give that time to the other projects. So I think I need to prioritize more, because if I prioritize, I'll be able to give proper time and be just to every situation. I'm already doing that, although I'm still long way from it. I'm already doing that because I've created a priority schedule today, and to some extent, I can say that there is some 60% accuracy in the way I handle things. So we can go ahead and say that also. Okay. So that's how I can go ahead and give that answer. So I hope my answer was. See, I did not go and give a big answer. Why? Because sometimes it may be 1 or 2 points only. Was it clear, guys? Was it clear the way you demonstrate or talk about your weaknesses? Rephrase them. Okay. Be honest. Number one, rephrase them. Then give a strategy for overcoming, and then how you're already doing it, how you're already working on it. Okay. Now let me give you some important things that you need to have. Your arsenal means your weapons that you definitely need to to ace this interview. Let me share with you that. First, I told you it can be resume based, definitely. I want you to take a note of this. Don't worry, I'll give it to you also if you are not able to make a note. Core values of TCS. These are the core values of TCS. TCS values integrity, that is honesty and transparency and being very ethical. Okay. TCS values responsibility. You need to show how responsible you are in any work that is assigned to you in the past. What is the level of responsibility that you have shown? Excellence. TCS talks about excellence. What is the meaning of excellence? How you are better than yesterday. Are you progressive? Are you becoming better than yesterday? What are the courses that you have taken? Why have you taken those courses? What new technologies are you working on? That demonstrates your excellence. Pioneering is a combination of initiative and innovation. Do you take initiative? Do you look for creative ways to solve a problem? Unity. TCS loves unity. That is, you have to say that you are a very team oriented and team loyal. Okay. TCS does not look at people who may not be loyal. They want loyalty to the team. That is unity. Okay. Now you can demonstrate unity by your experiences, some experience of wherein you are united towards a goal in your past. Okay. You can include these points. By the way, guys, why I given you these points is, if in case in the first question, that is tell me about yourself, you have demonstrated some of these qualities. I'm not saying all five, but maybe three of these qualities. Don't you think you're in a better chance of acing that interview? Because you have told them that the core values of TCS and your core values match. Don't you think you're in a better chance of acing that interview? Yes or no? Waiting for your answers. Yes or no, guys? Definitely yes, right? If you go ahead and tell them that some of these qualities you already have, then definitely you're on a subconscious level. You're telling them that I belong to your tribe. I belong to your tribe. What is the mission? To help, this is the mission statement of TCS, to help customers achieve business objectives by providing innovative, best in class consulting, IT solutions, and services to make it a joyful experience for all stakeholders to work with us. Lot of things, very important. सबसे पहले क्या है? To help customers achieve, achievement, okay, which means project completion. Second, innovation, best in class consulting, which means very person oriented. Multiple solutions, IT solutions. We have lot of solutions for us. So we want a person who is very solution oriented, person who gives us solution. So what you can do, guys, is, see, I'm giving you this because in the back of your mind, You must know all these things. ये सारी चीजों का information रखो. क्यों? Every answer में then unconsciously you will build on this. For example, when you're talking about your internship, what if you give them some level of innovation? Let's say that in this internship, I gave a new angle to this particular job or some innovation that I made over there. Then you're telling them that you're a very solution oriented person. And then they understand that you fit into the mission of TCS. Very important. The experience has to be joyful for all the stakeholders, which means you have to respect everyone and make sure that the process of achievement itself is a celebrating process, a joyful process. TCS is not a place where you work, work, work. There's a lot of joy, enjoyment, and amazing, amazing culture over there, wherein they enjoy the process also. So show them how you enjoy your process, how you enjoyed the process of your internship, or maybe how you enjoyed your college days. Okay. Now, very important question is this one, and I want you to highlight this question. If it's not very, let me just show it to you. What do you know about the various competitors of TCS in the market? Who are the competitors of TCS? You have Accenture, you have HCL, okay, and there's Wipro also, there's Infosys, okay. You have to have knowledge of the various competitors of TCS. क्यों? क्योंकि वहां से कोई भी क्वेश्चन आ सकता है. How are we different from others? ये भी वो लोग पूछ सकते हैं. How is TCS different from Accenture? How is TCS different from Infosys? Simple answer, they are different in their core values. So you have to only expound on the core values जो मैंने already दिया है आपको. Okay. So I'll be sharing with you some links as well. So let me share those links also with you, so you know from where to get this information. So let me share that resource with you also. Okay, I have shared the links with you guys. Regarding YouTube, Jay sir, are you with me right now? If just a minute. Jay sir, could you put these links on the YouTube also? Yes, I will answer those questions, but can you can post these links on YouTube, right, for them in the comment section? Great. So that I don't want anybody to miss out. Okay, now there are a few questions on YouTube. Before I go there, I'll just tell you why I gave you these links. Okay, great. These links have been given to you for the reason. First and foremost, the first link is TCS Perspectives. Very important. Go on tcs.com, go for Perspectives. Why? Here you have inside views of how employees feel about TCS. Read as many as you can, because you will understand the job culture of TCS. You will understand what TCS feels like. Very important to solve any of the questions. Take a hint of that in any questions that you answer. That's number one. Number two is wherein I have given a comparison between TCS and its competitors. You will get all information over there. Okay. And then definitely highlight on the core values of TCS and tell why, why TCS. Okay. Now let us go to some questions. How should we answer if interviewers ask, why don't we continue in the same company where we did our internship? Okay. First and foremost, you can go and say that, sir, when it comes to internship, I have joined particular companies because when I was interning over there, I was given a few responsibilities, and I feel I have completed those responsibilities and I have gone beyond the responsibilities. At the same time, honestly speaking, for me to start my career, I would definitely start my career with an organization where the core values are so and so, and I found these core values to be in TCS, and that's why I'm here. So smoothly transition. Don't demean your previous organization. Okay, don't demean, but smoothly transition and tell them I was with them, I've learned, I've grown, and now I definitely want to start at a place which gives me exposure, wherein I can be free, where I can demonstrate my qualities in terms of the core value of the organization. So mention a few core values of TCS, say how they match with you, and then take the answer over there. Hope I've answered that question of yours. And yes, guys, you can always come back to this video and rewatch certain areas so that you get more clarity on that. Second one, so can we tell them about hardships that we faced in our families, and how did we overcome that? For the question, tell me about a time when. Yes, you can. So the question is, can we tell about some hardships that we faced in family? My suggestion is you can do it, but I would say that keep it very professional and try not to get the family involved in it. ठीक है? बिकॉज जब हम फैमिली को लाते हैं ना, तो एज इंडियंस वी ऑल गेट लिटिल बिट इमोशनल, एंड उसके बाद थोड़ा वो कॉन्वर्जेशन कोई और टेंजेंट पे चला जाता है, दैट कॉन्वर्जेशन गोज ऑन अनदर टेंजेंट ऑल टुगेदर. So please be cautious about bringing the family element. Try not to bring family element in it. Keep it as professional, as straightforward as possible. That would be my approach. Regarding technical round, you will have a session on technical round, separate session on technical round. Don't worry. All the details of technical questions will be given to you in that. Mostly it's going to be Java and programming oriented questions. ठीक है? तो technical का अलग session रहेगा. Why shouldn't we hire you? Okay. Why shouldn't we hire you? Very important question, and I want to answer that. But before that, ठीक है. Jayesh sir, I just want a confirmation whether you were able to send these links on YouTube. Yes, please give me a confirmation on that, because those links are very important. Okay, before I go to Jeet's question, let me finish with this particular question. Why shouldn't we hire you? Superb question. And this question I have seen they ask only when either they want to test the student, they know that this fellow is in. By now they have made up their mind, इसको तो अंदर लेना है, लेकिन थोड़ा देखते हैं what is he made up of. Good question. I'll handle that. Why shouldn't we hire you? Let's take that first, okay? What if the question is, why shouldn't we hire you? Now, this can be, they can test your caliber over here by seeing how emotional you get. Don't fall in that trap. What are the points we need to consider over here? Number one, be very honest and tell them the decision to hire me or not to hire me, definitely, no matter what I say today, sir, the decision whether to hire me or not to hire me totally rests on you. At the same time, let me go ahead and say, what are the qualities that make me different? What are the qualities that make me contributing? What are the qualities that make me feel that I'm the best candidate over here? Then instead of saying why not, give them a few qualities that they should hire you for. Okay, talk about a few qualities that they should hire you for. And still, if they say all that is fine, Ajay, all that is fine, but tell me why we should not hire you. Come on, there must be something in you because of which we should not be hiring you. Again, put the ball in their own court. Say that, sir. Again, sir, I would like to reiterate the reason why you may not want to hire me is purely is going to be based on what you feel about me as a candidate right now. I can only say what are the qualities I have because of which you can hire me. The decision not to hire me totally rests on you. So be tactful on that. I hope you got it. So number 1, be tactful. Number 2, highlight why you are unique and best candidate. Okay? 3, play the ball in their court. That is, reiterate that the decision totally depends on them. Okay, Jeet has asked a question. Can they ask about TCS like CEO? When was it founded? Yes, they can ask, Jeet. Sometimes just to test your knowledge and how committed you are towards TCS, they might ask you questions on this. That's why the best strategy is go on TCS website, official TCS website. Why? Because it will be updated. Don't rely on Wikipedia. Okay, don't rely on Wikipedia. Official TCS website and get all your information there. Who is the founder? How many years they have been in the market? What's their market share? What's their core domain? What are the tech? Okay, let's see. This is the problem with Zoom. No problem. What is their market share? Okay, I'll have to erase this. Everything is gone. Doesn't matter. I'll write it once again. Official website. Okay. Check for the founder, then the number of years since they're in business, the founding year and all that. Also their market share, the strength of the organization, that is the approximate number of employees, how many countries they are in, what are the technologies that they are working on, major technologies, what are some of their major clients, who are some of their major clients, and over the years, what innovations they have done. Very important. What innovations they have done. Everything you'll get in their company website because every company likes to boast about themselves. Okay. So you'll find all of this in the company website. So I want you to go and do your extra homework today. Read your job descriptions, read your company website, just like you would do it for close test or for reading comprehension. Use the same strategies, get into the details, note some of the details down, and be very proactive about all these details. You can use these details anytime and turn your interview towards yourself. Another question: what questions okay, when the interviewer asks what are the questions, do you have any questions, normally it's the end of the interview wherein they ask what are the questions, or what do you have some questions for us. In that case, what you can always do is never ask, sir, how was my performance. Don't be emotional fool. Okay, know how was my performance, am I selected and all. So ये सब questions पूछना ही नहीं है कि ये तो पैर पे कुल्हाड़े मारने की तरह है. So don't do that. We never ask the questions like how was my performance. No. What do we ask? We ask specific questions, professional questions, because what is an interview? It's a business negotiation. It's a business conversation for a business deal. So what do? We ask these questions like, so what are the questions we can ask? Don't be a person who says, no, sir, I don't have any questions. Thank you, sir. ऐसा मत बोलो. Don't be nice. Be good. So what should we ask about the job culture? Some insights on the job culture. Or you can also say, as an insider, how does TCS feel? Very powerful question. Again, each one of you owes $100 to me because I'm giving you my own tailor-made question over here. Okay. So already Jeet and Soren have made the payment. I'm just joking. Okay. So job culture. As an insider, how does TCS feel? How does TCS feel? How does it feel to be an insider in TCS? What's the job culture like? Okay. That is one question. Second could be how supportive is the management in $100 more, guys, because this is another question of my own which I'm giving you all. Okay, how supportive is the management in developing an employee for the future? Why are we asking this question? We are just telling them how future oriented is this company of ours. I would like to know. And two things you're telling them. See, by the way, the questions that you ask should actually give them the impression that you are a classy individual, that you are in it not for the money only, you're in it for growth and development, and you're seriously in it. Okay. So the questions have to have a level of seriousness. When you ask the second question, how supportive is the management in developing an employee for the future? It's not a selfish question. It is a very powerful question, wherein you are saying how future ready are you, knowing fully well that I am future ready. How comfortable will I be over here? That is the question over here. That's the question behind your question. And this will also tell them that this person is very visionary person. ये आगे का देखता है. He's looking at the future and then joining here. And they would like individuals like that because one of the qualities, core qualities क्या था वहां पे? Pioneering. Remember, pioneering was one of the core qualities. This is what you will show in this question. So your question should also show your qualities, the core qualities of the company. Is it clear, everyone? Yes. If it's clear, put clear in the chat. Let me know whether it was clear or not. Superb. Great. So, guys, we have successfully finished 2 hours on interview, HR interviews. Now, for any reason, if you have more questions, then we can always send it. You can always send it on our, I'll give you my email ID, ajay@campuscredential.com. .co.in. This is the email ID. Okay. I think Ritik has asked a question. I think I know this question is out of flow, but can you answer when we can expect TCS to conduct technical and HR interviews? You will be informed. See that question that you have asked is totally based on, it's totally based on their availability. Being pandemic, they are doing it online, yes, but at the same time they can't have collective, so they will inform you when exactly these interviews will happen. You will be informed by them directly or through your training and placement department, or even when we get that info, we will definitely get back to you on that. I hope everybody noted down. Yes. And those who are on YouTube, okay, I'll just give the email over here so that everyone benefits. That's the motto of Campus Credential, that we take everyone ahead. You can get back to us. You can put the heading of the email. The subject line could be HR interview questions. Okay? What I can do is, looking based on the emails that I receive, I can even probably create a separate video for you guys on this, so that all can benefit. Wow, I had a fantastic time, guys. So if you enjoyed the session, then please put yes. If not, then please put no. I won't feel bad. Okay, I enjoyed the session. I enjoyed your questions. I liked your participation. And yes, thank you, everyone. Thank you, thank you. So I know by now we all know my name. So those on YouTube who do not know me, my name is Ajay Almeida, and we are from Campus Credential. Yes. Thank you, guys. Have a fantastic day. I want all of you to give me a party because all of you will get selected. Make sure that you take the yes. Yes, Orin, like I told you, technical session. Okay. I think Jayesh sir can tell us that. Jayesh sir, when is the technical session for them? The technical interview session. So I'm waiting for sir to answer that question when asking. Yes, concluding the interview is not on your end, guys. Okay. Somebody has asked a question how to conclude the interview. It is not on you to conclude the interview. The interviewer will show you the hints. Like the last question could be, is there any do you have any questions? Uske baad, that is almost the end. But make sure that when you end the interview, please smile at them, give them, shake hands if you're comfortable, and say thank you. It was wonderful talking to you, and definitely looking ahead to be part of this amazing organization. ये है ना, ऑनेस्टली बोलो, ठीक है? खाली बोलने के लिए बोलना नहीं है, ऑनेस्टली देख के बोलो, एक स्माइल के साथ ऑनेस्टली प्रैक्टिस करो ये बोलना. Definitely, I would like to be part of this amazing organization because oh yes, shake hands virtually. Thank you. Yes, you reminded me that we are still in pandemic. Yes, uh, yes, guys, shake hands to nahi hoga, and with Corona, definitely not. So maybe you can just do this.
Oh,
Okay.
Ajay sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, I can hear you, sir. Go ahead, sir.
okay, you had one question regarding when is the technical interview session, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, it is scheduled on 12th of November at 11 a.m. in the morning.
Okay, I'll just put it down over here, guys. It's for on the 12th of November, 11 a.m.
Yes,
And it will be same Zoom as well as YouTube, right, sir?
correct, correct.
Yes, yes. So which means it is tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow, 11 a.m.
Perfect.
Okay. All right, guys. That's it for the day. Have a fantastic time. Please revisit this video again and again because there are wonderful gems that I've given you. Also, I'm just saving these things as a PDF so that I can share these notes with you as well. Has it been saved? Okay. 12 whiteboards have been saved in the PDF. Okay. I'll be sharing this with you guys. Thank you. Have a fantastic day ahead. And I want all of you to succeed. Thank you, guys.